Hi, my name's Heidi Wright. I'm the registrar here at Nazarene Theological College. It's my job today to tell you a bit about the courses that we offer and the way in which you can study with us. Here at NTC, we offer courses all the way from a one-year certificate in theology, which is kind of first level training after you come out of high school, Form 6, that kind of thing, all the way through to degree, to masters and up to PhD. We offer courses validated with the University of Manchester. Our undergraduate programs, as I mentioned, range from certificate to bachelor's degree. So certificate in theology is 1 year full-time. I've listed the full-time durations here on the slide, but you can take them as part-time courses as well. In particular, one part-time course that I wanted to mention is our Certificate in Theology Flexible Delivery. You can take this over 3 years. I'll talk a bit more about the modes of study later, but it's a real way to engage in theological studies while maintaining working full-time or being involved in full-time ministry. I'll mention the key 3 bachelor's pathways that we have. So it's a Bachelor in Theology. Our main theology pathway is a general degree in theology and biblical studies. Then we have our practical theology with a more practical pastoral focus and a placement element. And then the Bachelor of Arts in Theology, Youth and Community, which is to train youth workers, particularly in a Christian setting, but also in the statutory youth work sector. So, to focus on our BA Honours in Theology. This degree is built on the classic foundations of biblical studies, theology, church history, and practical theology. It's a great degree if you're really wanting to explore theology, wanting to explore issues of faith, but are not sure that you particularly want to go into pastoral ministry or youth work. It enables you to do a lot of biblical languages and other areas of specialism. It lets you choose. It has flexibility for you to choose what you're particularly interested in. A lot of our students go on from this degree to go into pastoral ministry, but also to do teacher training, to work in schools, and to go into other care professions. The BA Honours in Theology, Practical Theology, is very similar to the theology program, but in the second year, you get to have a placement experience and you really focus on theological reflection and learning how to engage theologically with the practice of pastoral or community ministry. Placements that you may take up include chaplaincy, church placements, social work placements, different things like that. You can come in with a placement idea or you can ask us to suggest something. We set you up to do 200 hours of placement during your second year and kind of come out of your degree both with an academic qualification and some key experience under your belt of having done ministry. Our youth and community pathway is really shaped around equipping youth workers. Now, it may be that you'd like to be a youth worker in your church setting or you'd like to work for a youth agency. Our program enables you to do this. It still has the basic theology, Bible, practical theology foundations of our other program, but 2/3 of the program are focused on youth work. 1/3 of this is youth work in placement, and the other third is youth work training in an academic setting. From undergraduate, we move on to our postgraduate qualifications, particularly the MA in Theology. MA Theology is a 1-year program full-time, but you can also take it in 2 part-time modes. We have our 2-year part-time, or we have open learning. Open learning program enables students to complete over a much longer period, from 3 to 5 years. You'll see on the slide there are lots of different pathways. So what the MA is, it's 4 taught coursework units and a dissertation. So a pathway is chosen by choosing 2 units in a particular area and then also doing your dissertation in that area. So depending what units you'd like to focus on, you can take this program in a number of different pathways. I won't go through the whole list here, but you can see them on the slide and you can also explore them more fully on our website. We also have a brand new MA in Church Planting that is launching for spring 2021. This is a 3-year part-time program and focuses on equipping and training up people specialising in church planting. Our highest level award is the PhD, the Doctor of Philosophy. This can be taken over 3 years full-time, 6 years part-time. We have supervision in a wide range of areas. I've listed some on the slide here, but there are many more. And of course, your project will be special and unique to you. We have kind of a unique program in that you don't have to be resident in the UK to take part of this program, but all part-time students do come on campus for a 3-week residential period in June each year. So we'd love you to explore studying PhD with us, and we find our June period is a really great place for PhD students to connect with each other and really focus on their studies each year. So that's the list of our programs. Now to talk about a bit more about how they're delivered and what you can expect if you come and study with us. For undergraduate study, we have classes on a Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Each class runs for about 2 hours, and you have 5 or 6 classes per week. We ask that you kind of expect and plan in for every hour you're in class, which might be 10 or 12 hours, that you do another 2 hours out of class. So you might expect if you're in class for 10 hours a week, that you are studying for 20 hours a week. So even though you're not here full time, do know that it is definitely a full-time program. For students on placement programs, such as the Practical Theology or Youth and Community, generally we have space on the Thursday, Friday and the weekend for your placement duties to fall. For the Certificate of Higher Education in Theology Flexible Delivery Program, this is a 3-year part-time program that we're excited to be launching for September 2020. We have 4 classes taken across 4 classes taken each year over 3 years. In each semester, classes run with 2 Saturday sessions on campus and 5 evenings as online classes. And then you have 1 week intensive sessions where you come January and May each year. So this is a way, if you're working full-time, to come and engage in theological training and study, but not have to commit to be here Monday to Wednesday each week. We try and work around you and your schedule. For MA study, as I mentioned earlier, we have 3 modes: the full-time, 2 years part-time, and then the open learning program. MA study you can do through weekly classes or through intensive sessions. If you're a full-time student, really you do 1 to 2 classes per week. They're 3-hour classes, but it's a lot of self-directed reading and research. So unlike undergraduate, we would expect far more out-of-class time in research and independent learning than we would for the undergraduate program. Intensive classes run in January and June each year. So students who don't live locally can come and participate in the MA, generally by taking 2 classes a year. So that's information about how our classes run, how our programs are offered. Now let's talk about finance. You can see on the screen the tuition fees for this year. Students who don't have a degree already and who are from England or Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland will be eligible for tuition and maintenance loans. And you'll see the details there on the screen. We also have fees and student finance available for our postgraduate studies. The fees are there listed on the screen. The MA fees there are listed are the full-time fees. Of course, if you do that part-time, it's divided up over the number of years that you study. And the PhD there are listed per year fees. Student Finance England loans are available for MA and PhD study as well, which is a great way that you can be supported and enabled to do your study. You'll notice there on the screen it does say there are some disclaimers about if you already have a PhD, you may not be eligible, or if you're over 60. Just have a look at the Student Finance England website to find out more about that. Just a little more about finance. We do have on-campus accommodation, and the costs are listed there on the PowerPoint and also on our website. Accommodation contracts for undergraduate students run only during term time, so it's just when the semester's in that you're expected to pay for your accommodation. For MA students, this runs over a longer period because of the length of the intensive sessions and the BA dissertation going into the summer of the end of the year. So that's all from me. Stay in touch with us. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter. And feel free to contact the office either by phone or email at any time. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions about the courses we offer. And if you have any credit or previous study that you want to discuss, I'm the person to go to. Thank you.